I don't know, guys, this market just became very easy to read. At the same time, I was wrong on a bunch of things. Some of them they will never happen and they will never come. On some of them, I think they will come with time. Today, I would like to focus on the things that I think will be coming in time. We will talk about the things I was wrong on, and I will tell you mainly where I am losing money most of the time. I will also focus on the type of traders that you are essentially PvPing with currently and what is actually the way to win from them. Because if you are doing things that they're doing, you can't win. They're professional groups of people, traders, software, tools. You can't win. It's too hard. They will take your money. We can kind of win by doing nothing. So it's a very interesting situation out there. And we'll also go through about the narrative that is pumping up currently, as I was essentially right. We'll see what will be happening. But we are definitely seeing new nice pumpage. Without further ado, let's start. Maybe I should actually decrease the amount of videos I'm doing on this channel because yeah, like kind of easy, it's kind of interesting. So if you've been following me from the summer, I was probably screaming about new BTC all-time high in August and September. Maybe not September, but mostly August, right? And my thought process was that like it's too easy to pump everything closer to the election because everyone will understand, everyone will be positioned in the market already, and it would be just too easy. I am the first person in the world who called new BTC all-time high in October. Currently, we'll see whether or not it will be happening. Currently, it looks like it should be happening maybe at the start of November, maybe at the day of election, right? But again, we have a very short price movement. Before this would actually be happening, and it's finally you can see how I am flipping my opinion, right? Because firstly, when I was screaming about this when no one was talking about it, 0 people. Right now we're surging up steadily to $69,000 already. Currently we're surging up steadily, and I'm a bit nervous, I'm a bit risk. I'm talking about these things. I was feeling like this when my tokens were pumping heavily back in March and April, around that time frame, right? And this is usually the sign for the things to actually pump. Maybe just like discomfort of me being right or something, right? But following these emotions and following this analysis of myself, we may actually, well, see the BTC all-time high even this month. Something I'm showing you currently is the chart of Trump. We had this crazy consolidation, crazy correction. We've consolidated in the range for quite some time. We break through the range. Right now, like our confirmation would essentially be to break above this level of liquidity. And you already see we kind of got rejected from $220 million market cap. I think mainly it's connected with Joe Rogan interviews, connected with Elon Musk saying things on Trump. You have the richest person in the world who pumped Dogecoin, pumping Trump coins currently, and you're not buying into them. Like I'm screaming about election matter for at least a month already. This is the safest bet out there, and I think main risk in this thing is connected with the fact, and the reason people are not accumulating it heavily, despite the fact this chart definitely says it's been accumulated heavily, definitely. It's just been accumulated by all your influencers that you are watching that will be screaming to your face to buy at the tops, right? And none of you will care about Stan, none of you will care about the things that I essentially mentioned. We're coming back to our PvP in PV. I do think that the reason people are not buying into election tokens is because they're afraid of PvP. They're still in PvP mode. We are quite some time on this marketplace with traders outperforming holders already. Also, arguably you might say that recently on Solana, traders just got wrecked. I switched to being a trader on Solana just at the time where traders get wrecked heavily. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in opportunity. Like I had coins, I had supply, I just traded them to 0 with some shitties that obviously went to 0 because 99% of new launches on Solana scam and rack, and I will actually explain this to you today a bit later in the video. You don't want to miss this information. This is the info on the type of traders you're essentially battling against, and I will explain to you why you actually cannot win. PvE scenario is the scenario when new capital is coming into the market, which means that we remove most of our liquidity issues out there. New people are coming into the market and new people are essentially buying into this coin. Even like seeing Kekek currently at this stage surging up, it's crazy. Like if you remember, I was on one of the videos I was sharing that, whoa, I just bought this token and randomly I have like 60k currently. I think it was this coin, right? And I sold everything a bit later and I had close to 1% of this thing, maybe a bit lower. Right now it's $26 million. 27, it's crazy, it's all-time highs, and I sold, I didn't hold. This is what trading does to you in this market. You don't want to trade, you want to buy into the assets, you want to hold into the assets. The hardest times to hold the assets are actually the time to buy, to increase the backs, or just to stay away. I did not stay away. I made a bunch of mistakes, but I've just seen it on the chart of next screener, and that's why I essentially spoke about this, right? Coming back to our Trump thing. So 200 million at this stage. Look at this chart. Like, this chart looks primed in comparison to most of the Solana stuff out there before the breakout. However, what I would want to focus on as well, something that I've just seen today. This one is crazy. Look at MAGA. MAGA is breaking out in real time. In real time. Which confirms the Politify meta, which confirms everything I was screaming about for the last several weeks, which confirms that people do want to buy into this thing. I believe it pumped because Musk mentioned MAGA on the recent speech, but we are 1 week away. Do you think they will stop? I do think that they will only continue. I do think that they will only increase the mindshare, and I do think that after the election, even more mindshare might be connected to this event than before. It's quite an interesting thing because, like, usually metas in our market currently, because of the TikTok brains, they live for 8 to 9 days, right? And right now is essentially, I would say that, like me, Stan, on this channel, Stan Crypto, I would essentially say this is the first day of election meta. You might be saying, oh, like, these things pumped, I missed this accumulation range and that's why I should not be getting it. You're still early, this thing should be going to all-time high, which gives you 3x's, and it should go above all-time high as most of the Solana meme coins out there, right? That essentially broke through the accumulation range. It's still nice. We might actually be seeing rejection from this level because this is a new level, right? The same type of rejection as here, although I expect things to be happening a little bit quicker. And that's why, like, I'm not a huge supporter of us seeing Bitcoin at maybe like $64,000 and things like that. There is no time. There is no time. Like, we should be at all-time high by the election date, 100%, right? Probably even higher. Near I wanted to discuss as well because I was right on this one as well. Obviously, we would want to see the continuation of the pump because it's just correcting. People are just taking profits on it heavily, like just selling. It's crazy. But interesting thing that happened is that look at how good of a trader I am. So I've been logging this thing before the pump. This was in October. October is this month. Nah, this is too early. So I was longing it here at $70 million market cap. Here it had, well, 200 million. No, I don't think it went to 200 million when I was, yeah, so I was longing it here at $75 million market cap. Went to 130. I was like, I probably was close to 100K in profits. Did not take any profits, just let it ride to the bottoms, and I thought that, yeah, probably from here would essentially be reversing. I would be able to hold this thing like my pepe trade or my bread trade, for example. And we got down from here. Unfortunately, in the process right here, I took part of the margin of this position, and I probably invested, and I essentially bought something else, which resulted in me getting liquidated right here, right? And then we're seeing this pump happening, and and at the same time I was increasing my long, so I think I entered long here because, yeah, we're seeing a correction. So I think here I had 300,000 worth of longs, not 300,000 worth of margin. I think it was like 40-50K margin, 300K worth of long. So if this thing would essentially start to go higher from here and would be doing multipliers with each 2x, with each $100 million added into market cap, I would be making $300,000. But we went down. Obviously, I got liquidated on this one, I got liquidated on this one, and then eventually I got liquidated on the first one as well. That I was close to 6 figures in profits. This is crazy. You might think, Stan, like, you're just a crazy person, but you need to understand the upside. But yeah, it's nice, it's 100K. The best thing I would do currently, I would just take a little bit of profits and just add more into margin, just to make sure that my position will be live, and just forget about it. Like, do not be greedy and do not enter new longs, because I definitely entered new longs because I was too greedy. At the same time, you have to understand that this amount of time, it was a very, very short amount of time. I was actually sleeping through the pump, and when I woke up, I was already maybe like 50 to 60K in profit. So it was not 100K because I wasn't able to catch it, right? I got liquidated right here. And then we essentially, from 100K in profits, I got liquidated right here. And then we're essentially coming back here to $84 million, right? And I'm re-entering my longs. The position this time is lower. I think it's like 15K in Forex leverage. So it's a $60K position. We're going up here. I am the smartest person in the world. I'm just very, very salty that I did not enter at these bottoms, right? And if I would just enter like once at these bottoms, I would be fine, right? And I'm probably like close to how much? 40K in profits. That's probably the absolute top, right? I was seeing 30K in profits. I thought at the time, like, man, it's like such a small amount of money. Like, I just want to hold, because you have to understand the risk reward right here. You might even take your 100K profits, right? But you will lose the position going into the bull market. This is key. This is key to form good positions in good projects and just be able to hold them. Nero is fucking me up over time. Like, it's almost like they're on purpose shaking people out. They shake me out 2 times. Whether or not I will be entering this thing, I don't know. Like, I miss the current pump currently, right? So I'm not taking any profits right here. You probably would think like, man, you got wrecked here. Just take some profits. Like, you have 30, 40K in profits. Like, get 10, 15K profits out, put back into the margin, and you would be up. Like, your liquidation point would be like way lower, somewhere here. You will not get liquidated. What I'm doing, I'm just doing nothing, right? Maybe like I'm even taking a little bit of margin, but it's not very it was a very small bit, like maybe 2 to 3 to 400 bucks, right? And then I'm getting liquidated one more time around this level, this deep. So like when we went to $60 million, I got liquidated. Right after, we start to pump right here. And today, like, I'm checking this thing out at 110, 112, 90. I'm not sure whether or not I should be entering currently. This chart is getting printed like in not the great way, right? At the same time, you might think that we're kind of like, we are decreasing the amplitude, like the highs and the lows of the move, right? Which means that sooner or later, this move should be resulting in something, right? We touched the higher bracket. People took profits, they probably entered shorts. They might be expecting us to touch the lower bracket, probably will be consolidating in this range. And then eventually we will have a breakout either up or down. Let me ask you a question. We have election on 5th of November currently, and we have projection of BTC all-time high from the best analysis channel out there in the whole crypto, which is my channel. Where do you think it's going to break out? I think it's going to break out upwards, especially with Ethereum surging up as well. I think like Nero is an operation to pump Ethereum as well, because Shiba whales, they were kind of making fun of it, right? That's a whole other conspiracy that will come true in several years, and instead of a clown, you would think of me as a genius, right? So crazy things are happening in this market. It's a higher ROI just to buy things, just to hold and not pay attention to the whole market currently. Like, if I would do one thing, I would probably do something like this. At the same time, there are some things that are surging up, that are pumping. SPX is showing, is it a new all-time high? It's very close to all-time high. And I'm just not sure who's buying it. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, there are a lot of people who are essentially thinking on buying it, and they're just waiting for the dip. And that's why, like, it shows the dip, because they believe that Murat will push these coins to billions. And yeah, it will depend on whether or not Murat will be able to sustain himself as a main character. You have to understand that people are main characters when things are pumping. When things are consolidating, people are not main characters. I would make a projection that this thing should be coming to the bottom of this range, right? Obviously, I'm very bullish on the marketplace currently, and I've been bullish since the start of October, despite most of the influencers that you are following and watching, right, out there. However, yeah, this is something I'm seeing myself. Maybe it will pump higher, but just because of the fact that it will heavily underperform tokens that did not break out, people eventually will start selling out of this thing and buying into other things. Like Trump, for example. Trump is due to break out. Like, it should be nice trade if you just sell your SPX and buy into Trump. However, from longevity point of view, you might be thinking that SPX probably is something that will sustain over time. Trump might be something that might be dying after the election. We'll see. My bet is that it might actually be coming into like a real crazy cult, because it's the only cult out there, cult around Trump. And essentially, what if, imagine this scenario, Trump coin is not going down after the election? What if him winning the election is just the start of the pump? What if? And this will actually be the catalyst to bring retail into the market. Not like SPX, not other things, just Trump, right? Crazy if you think about that. Let's check out our shitties, our meme coin better place in terms of election meta. Some people might say, Stan, like, you're showing us these shitties. What is the reason? Do you want us to buy into them? It's up to you guys. I don't want you to do anything. You have to understand that the reason I'm showing you shitties is that you have to understand my strategy. I'm playing this several steps ahead. At the same time, I do understand that maybe with my size of capital, I should just have bought Trump at the bottoms and just hold and maybe overall with me essentially over trading, I would be making way more money this way, right? So the way I'm playing this is kind of the similar way that I was playing Bobo, right? Bobo is a better play to Pepe. I knew it in the bear market. I've been watching after the chart. And Pepe was surging up, Bobo was lagging a bit, and essentially it was catching up, and it heavily outperformed Pepe. With these things, I'm essentially looking to do the same. Will they do the same as Bobo? Don't think so. They don't have like the same, like they're not molded. They were not born in the darkness. They were not molded by it, you know? It's not about them. At the same time, you might say that they're kind of following the chart of Trump, because this thing is on the exact correction as Trump was before the breakout. And it definitely makes sense because people like are still waking up. Maybe it will take a couple of days, but eventually these better plays will follow, because what will be happening is that so many players on the marketplace, they will just start to see Trump surging up and tokens about the election, and they would think that it was so obvious this time. Like, I did not buy, Stan was talking to me to buy, that probably they're not essentially watching this channel, right? They would be thinking, it was so obvious to buy. Why did not I buy? It was so obvious. They will start to look to better plays. And essentially, people who are holding Trump, they will also start taking profits at certain stages, and they would want to play the better play games out there. And as the last, but not least, like, I don't, like, even if you don't care about anything about the narratives, just look at this chart. I like this chart. I'm seeing things that are breaking out from here, and they're surging back up. Like Trump currently is right here in comparison to this chart, right? Very good stuff. Next thing is Trump. You might actually argue that they're like of a similar narrative. They are both the connection of Pepe and Trump. And I do think that they will be getting most of the attention during the transition meta. This is going to be my play, maybe even for this cycle. Should I essentially be telling you that? Like, there are some things that I don't even want to share at this stage. It's crazy. So the process that I have is that Pepe should be doing quite well with Trump tokens going up. And both Trump and Pega, they're essentially better plays for both Pepe and Trump, which is quite nice out there if you think that. Trump is a CTO at this stage, so don't look at this thing pumping to like $10 million in market cap. It's just that awareness is definitely there. If token was at a certain point of time at $10 million market cap, a lot of people know about this. I, for example, know that I bought this thing, I bought $20,000 worth of this thing at around $7 million market cap, and I sold it at around 1 million, right? So this is how you not make money in this market. You're buying high and you're selling low, right? And the GT, something I wanted to check out as well, which is Trump chain coin, and you were one, so you don't have this type of chart there. But the reason I'm showing you the shit coins like 400k market cap, 300k market cap, it corrected heavily. I do think it corrected with essentially with the market, right? So nice, like right now it may be very, very nice entry point out there. And the reason I'm showing you these low caps is because I'm playing an election method to really bring people back into the market, which will be exit liquidity on this thing essentially, right? I'm planning for these things to do quite nice in the full scale of election meta. Obviously, they will need their bull case. They will need Trump winning. But at the same time, for some of my coins, I don't actually need Trump winning. I'm betting on two things. I have both Harris on Ethereum and I have Kama on Sol. Harris is doing quite nicely currently. And I was sharing this at the bottoms, I think, as well. Maybe if not on the channel, that in my private Discord 100%, but on the channel probably as well. And thing with this place is that what I like about Harris and Kama tokens is that there are a bunch of coins about Trump. MAGA, Trump, bunch of them. That's why they essentially divide liquidity in different types of things. So there is no focus. And you don't have to neglect the focus of liquidity in this market. Because look at SPX. One of the reasons of why it went up like crazy is because there was a focus of liquidity and it was pumping through the bearish setup on the marketplace where nothing was really pumping. So it was able to direct the attention and liquidity. This is actually the way, like the best way to pump the coins. For example, when Indian Blast was pumping in June, middle of June, nothing was happening in the marketplace. The market was correcting and people were selling their pain into Indian Blast. That was the only thing that was pumping on the marketplace. And this is essentially the story with SPX currently, right? About this thing, I am also betting. I don't have like a huge position. I would definitely love to have a larger one in both Kama and Harris, but imagine her winning. Like it will be such a troll over the crypto market. And where this liquidity from Trump coins will essentially go to? It will probably go to these coins. Like it will be such a troll from people who were like supporting her, and there should be a bunch of people who are supporting her. Despite this echo chamber that we are in, right? I do think it polls are still around 50-50 out there. So this is a very, very interesting thing you should be checking out. SPX 7.3, XPX 2.0, 7.3 million. Nice, just surging up higher. The overview for this thing is that I think original SPX actually like racked the death of the token or something, so he probably did not make any money or something, and he created SPX 2.0, and he actually changed the contract on, I think, SPX website to this one, which is crazy lore if you think. And liquidity in market cap is also screwed up, so it should be surging, it should be pumping heavily with new liquidity being entered into this thing. So this is just something I got, I'm just holding. And again, this is one of the examples of how you cannot replace experience in this market. Because I've been in this market in summer of 2023, and I do remember 2.0 meta. So when pepe surged up, there was pepe 2.0, and with each and every coin, they were creating 2.0 version. There was a bobo 2.0 as well. But short term on the market, pepe 2.0 did quite well. Like it reached probably like $100 million market cap, and that was in a dead market. Like nothing was happening at the time. And currently we're definitely in different conditions, and there is huge FOMO because people missed SPX. At the same time, the lore for this thing is very, very nice. So I'm just sharing it. It's up to you. Like, you know, guys, what I'm doing with you from time to time, like you're also kind of this part, you're playing the part in the experiment. So it's like in real life. You think that you are essentially people who are watching the theater. You're sitting in the theater just watching the play. But in real life, in reality, what is happening? You are toys that are being played in this play. You're not the ones who are watching the play, right? And from time to time, I'm doing something like this with the channel and throwing out the different coins. I'm sharing like my conviction about these coins, and I'm just seeing what is picking up from the market. And this way I do understand what was essentially underexposed. I do understand the meta better. Sometimes I'm also making money because on some of the coins I'm essentially in myself as well. One of the examples, not even on my channel, but on Corner on Chain channel, he was sharing Runes project, based angels. He was sharing it, I think, at 350k market cap, right? And after his call, after he just shared it on YouTube video, like video got like I think 400 views or something, which definitely proves that when the thing is nice, when there is a demand on the marketplace for a play like this, because there is an appreciated in value, because a lot of people decided that they don't have exposure to this ecosystem and that the coin is undervalued, it went up to like 5 million or something. So it's like what? 30x's with size 100% that you could have made from that call. Not the 30x's, 15x's, right? But I do think like currently it's consolidating around 2 million. I do think it will be surging up because one thing I forgot to mention, we definitely have a trend with BTC dominance going up. With us seeing $80,000 BTC, I do believe it will be sucking up liquidity from the market for quite some time. Meme coins will be doing quite well. And meme coins, I do think that liquidity will be coming back into BTC ecosystem. But guys, like if you're watching this channel, if you're on my Twitter, I told you 3 to 4 weeks ago, next meta is BTC ecosystem and election. I was also telling you that after election, we'll probably have meta around pepe and better plays. You don't need to trade in this market. You don't need to be active. You just have to listen. You have to buy. You have to hold. Just buy into good assets, and that's essentially it. Book of Trump is something I also wanted to share. $246,000 market cap coin. This is crazy what I'm sharing to you, right? But the reason I'm sharing that is not like to tell you how great of a project it is. Like, in fact, I don't know much about the project. I just bought because of the Book of Trump. Like, you just have to buy, right? But what I wanted to share is that it kind of synced with Trump with this correction, right? We had a correction Trump, but as a proper beta play, it dipped heavily. Like we had a heavy dip. We had like 80% dip, if not more, right? And then we are reversing. The reason I'm showing you this is because this is, I would say, the only one of the coins of election, Politify, Meta, low caps that is purely following the chart of Trump currently. Because Trump also is recovering from this dip and is also like somewhere around here currently, right? So you might essentially say that chart-wise, this thing is more mature than essentially other plays that I was sharing with you just now, which is a very interesting situation if you would essentially think about that. Like, this thing is more mature chart-wise than other peaks that I shared with you just recently, election meta. But again, all of these coins, they should be appreciating in value. I do love how Ethereum is being beaten currently, pushed down, things like that. With new leg up in the market, all eyes on Ethereum. Nero, it will be surging up. They just created it to pump Ethereum. Trump meta, 100%. Pepe meta, 100%. So just me seeing these charts and understanding the metas, I do understand that there should be a crazy pump on it of Ethereum happening as well, because it should be causing FOMO and people should be buying into these assets. Bobo as well, and essentially better assets around Pepe, Indian Blast, 100%. It will probably take a little bit more time because the market would think to, like, it would wait, the market will wait until I will be right again, right? And it will be scared to buy into the assets. That's why, like, smart money, they just accumulated here. They don't care. Like, maybe they took some profits here. Here they're still like 100K. Here it was 30, so they're still 3x in profits. Here they're 8x in profits. They just hold on. This is smart money. This is what are they doing? And they're just waiting for the exit liquidity to come. They're in the business of buying bottomed out charts and selling the green candles. These are the business that the smart money are in, essentially. And I think that these things should be coming, the things that I mentioned to you. And now we're coming to the latest part of this video, where I would be talking about the type of traders that you essentially are betting with currently. This is crazy alpha information. You need to hear this 100%. So there is a video on Handsome Finance channel that was released just yesterday, an interview with RNG, who is a meme coin trader on Solana. I think in the last 3 to 4 weeks he started a new wallet. He has like 150K. He's also 21 years old. Several things I want you to focus on, because I think that he is a very good portrait of a meme coin trader, and I do like the guy. Again, I don't have anything against him. I don't have anything against Handsome Finance, because we actually talking to Antonio from time to time. Just that, like, each and every time I'm talking about someone, people think that I'm negative. Sometimes, like, I am, but I'm trying to remove this, because I won't like to accept that this is just envy, because I don't feel like a lot of emotions, and I don't feel envy as far as I perceive it myself, but maybe it is. If I'm just talking negatively about someone, I'm just envying because the person is more successful than me in this specific area of endeavor. What we have to understand, Orange is 21 years old. He doesn't hold. He said himself he doesn't hold any coins himself. He is saying this on an interview. He's trading Solana meme coins from Pump Fund. He's fast. He does not use large capital, which means that, and he was also saying that, like, he's basing his system on being early, being fast, but at the same time don't use a large amount of money. Mainly he's doing that is because in the last cycle he round tripped $1 million. That's why he does not like to use a lot of money, and he built the system in order to essentially be fast. He is scanning 1,000 Pump Fund coins a day. He's buying 300 coins a day, buying and selling. Because, and it's not like buying and selling like, you know, like large chunks, or maybe like he's doing only like one buy and one sell on the coin. No, he's usually DCAing in on the coin, which is several buys, and DCAing out on the coin, which means he's actively looking after the chart of the coin. And this is something you have to compete with. How Orange has this type of an option? Do you think he's a superhuman? Well, in a way, yes. He is a professional, ex-professional cyber sports player. He won 500K. Win 500K, this is like top of the top. We have, I think, still like largest tournaments. They are Dota 2 tournaments with the prize pool of like 25 or 30 million dollars. And if like the winning team, probably each player was taking home around $2 million. This is like the world record at this stage. 500K is damn like quite large thing. So professional cyber sports player, this is the one who are essentially competing with. He has a team of people, 10 plus people. He was showing this Discord on the interview. He just opened it. It's not like Discord that he is shilling people to enter. This is the Discord that he has with his friends. They're constantly on the voice chat, 100% on the voice chat all the time. They are scanning tokens and they're buying coins all the time. And these are all the guys around the same age. He also said that there are guys who are teenagers currently that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars weekly trading meme coins, right? Which is kind of crazy if you think about that. This is definitely crazy. This is like 0.001% of the earners out there with this type of business, right? Essentially, this is the portrait of the competition that you are seeing in this market, right? In order to compete with this thing, you have to excel. You have to have money, have better tools. They also have a very, very nice tooling out there. You have to have a better network, like better group of people that you're constantly, like for 10 hours a day, you're grinding up, right? And at the same time, we have my subscriber from my channel who sold OG bread to me at $300,000 market cap. He bought 3% of it a bit earlier, probably even less, because like in order to buy 3% at 300K, you would want to invest 9K. I think he invested less than that. And he didn't sell anything. He had to hold 3 to 4 months. Right now he has 700K. This guy did 150K in essentially 2 to 3 weeks from probably a wallet that maybe had like 1K or 5K or 10K. So not that much. You probably start to understand where I'm leading this thing into. And what's essentially interesting about the guy who is my follower, was my follower. He was not like paying attention much to the crypto market. He just bought because he liked it and he continued to hold. You can see the results. Trader guy definitely has nice options to essentially outperform in the market on quite some things. Like he's saying that his best trade was 400K, which was a snipe in like 6 hours or something. He sniped something in April. And imagine OG Brett multiplying in value. Like right now it's at $30 million market cap. Imagine it at $300 million market cap. It would be $7 million. Obviously it's arguable if you will be able to take out these, like everything as profits, $7 million. $300 million OG Brett might be happening over the course of a year. Will there be traders who will be making $7 million in profits? It's hard to say. Orange also has his own YouTube channel. And I've been checking out the comments, and one of the first comments that I've seen was this one. I'm literally active 24/7 and make zero. I just keep on repeatedly losing. A very, very interesting picture if you would compare these two things. In order to be able to compete with Orangey, you pretty much have to be like a superhuman. It's crazy. Like professional cyber sport gamer, 21 years old. He has so much energy, so much skill. He's in peak current. Like I'm 26 currently. I have this type of like middle. I can't say I can call it midlife crisis because I'm remembering myself back at like 20, 21 years old. I had like less muscle. I was smaller. I was thinner. I was smoking cigs. I had more fire in me. It's different. I had nothing. It's a different type of energy. It's like different type of things that you want to be working on. Like it's different approach, right? And I would say like currently, if I would essentially change that fully, maybe I would be able to compete with them. But I would never be able to buy 300 coins like each and every day. I will probably be making like way smaller amount of bets. I will probably be trading with larger size, and I will probably be like less active. Maybe this would be something that will be yielding me results. But this thing, anyone can do it. Anyone can buy $5,000, $6,000, $9,000 of a coin and just hold it for several months. Yet, very, very small amount of people do. Because if anyone who will be doing that, they will all have $700,000 at this stage, right? And what most people are doing, they try to participate in the game, in this one, where they just get robbed because they're professionals. Like imagine, it's like you are starting to play the game where you have no skill and you enter with professional cyber sport players. Like, what will you do? Will you lose? Of course you will lose. You will get killed like in no second. And this is something that's happened with your money when you're trying to play this game, because these guys, they don't hold. 1K profits, they take it out. They know the charts, they have the wallet strikers, they have all the info. This is why I'm saying that we soon should be in the investors market instead of the traders market. I do think the traders should start to underperform heavily, and we kind of have seen it happen recently with Solana already. A bunch of coins on Solana, they went up and traders got wrecked because they probably were entering later, they probably were taking profits too early. Like a bunch of traders, they were buying into SPX at the bottoms and they just sold maybe like at 200 million and it just kept going higher. When holders outperformed heavily. And this is something that will be happening more and more into the cycle. This is the way you outperform. You cannot compete with these guys. They're better than you. Accept this and play a different game. Like this lesson cost me like heavily. I would have made like 300 to 400k in profits in Solana coins that I was holding since summer. And I out-traded them, I over-traded them to zero with some shit coins that I was trading on Solana, because I tried to start to play this game, but I don't need to play it. I have some things that would not allow me to play at the same level. I'm older, like I don't want to spend like this amount of time. I'm probably not that quick currently. And I would also have some capital, so I can just buy into things and just hold and just play this game differently, like think more about the narrative. And last point, last but not least, like Antonio on the interview, he asked Orangey, and what are your conviction bets? He said Pepe, WIF, and Giga. So if you have larger positions in these coins, or if you're buying into better plays of these coins, which I shared plenty of with you, right? What you are doing? You essentially park your money in the parking spot of their money. So these guys are robbing the market for you. They are working every day. They have all the tools. Yes, they're making quite some money in the process that they're taking as profits, and they're leaving the market. At the same time, part of this money, they're parking the profits in this larger conviction place and just buying better plays, proper better plays of this place and just holding them. This is what essentially, it makes you a bank. Like these people will eventually come with money to you. Even like when Pepe surges up, do you think there will not be human greed in place? Of course there will be. People will be taking profits and they will be positioning the funds into some better place because they felt they did not make enough, with Pepe like making 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x even, right? A very interesting situation out there. So something I wanted to highlight. This is it, guys. Stay healthy and rich, and I will be seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.